Morning, beautiful children of God. It's an amazing, beautiful day. And I'm smiling. I'm really smiling from ear to ear because I'm busy reading here Genesis 50, verses 18. His brothers then came and threw themselves down before him. We are your slaves, they said. But Joseph said to them, Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So do not be afraid. I will provide for you and your children. And he reassured them and spoke to them kindly. We've heard this verse many times. We've heard this so many times that what people meant for evil, God will turn for the good. We see this with Joseph. I can testify so many times in my own life, but I want you to go think about it. How many times have people meant evil and yet it turned against them, and it turned out for your good? It actually turned out a blessing. That one moment, that one day when, but I didn't get this job and I deserved it more than anyone else. Why didn't I get it? You see, someone else got it because God had something in store for you. Yes, he blessed them. It felt like a curse. At that moment, it felt like the worst thing ever because you needed it. I'm not just talking about a job. I'm talking about a lot of things. You can think for yourself what other things have happened in those moments. Now, I want you to think about it. Why didn't God allow it to happen? Why didn't it go through? You see, because God had something better for you. He had something so much better for you. See, it took Joseph 13 years in slavery to finally get to the position where he had to be. That's a long time. So a lot of us would have given up. A lot of us would have cursed. A lot of us would have turned away from the Lord. But Joseph stayed faithful, and look how he was blessed. I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. I think for the last at least 2 weeks, we've just been busy on Joseph, and yet we haven't done enough on just on Joseph's story. We can go into so much depth. But look at what the Lord has done. Look at how he's turned evil into good. You see, a lot of people will go out to harm you. It was his own brothers, his own family. How many times has family double-crossed you, stabbed you in the back? Actually, you know what? They looked out for themselves rather than what's best for all of us together. How many times has it happened to you? But look where you are today. You're still smiling. You're still testifying of the goodness of God, and continue that. Continue doing what is right. Continue following the path that the Lord chose for you. Continue to serve him in all faithfulness. And look how he turns the situation. A lot of times we want instant gratification. We want it to happen now. Yes, Lord, but I prayed, but why doesn't that happen now? You know what? The Lord is busy teaching you something. The same with Joseph. At that moment, he could have he could have turned, and when they asked him, but we are your slaves, they bowed before him. He says, no, but I'm not God. Don't bow before me. I'll still look after you. I'll forgive you, because those are biblical principles that we live by. That's who we are as children of God. You know what? Forgiveness is a lifelong, about to say adventure, but it's a lifelong attitude we must have as children of God. Because as much as we're going to forgive others, people are going to have to forgive us, because we're also going to mess up at times. We're also going to make mistakes. You see, we don't want to hear that. We want to hear when other people, we always like to play the victim card. But at times, we are not the victim. At times, it's the other way around. And as much as we make a mistake or we didn't think properly at that moment, you know what? We want them to forgive us. So we must forgive. But a lot of times, guys, when things don't happen the way you want it to, or you think this is the way it should happen, or this is what's right for me, then you must go on your knees and say, Lord, why? What is it? What is it that you want from me? Because I know you want better for me. You see, we start confessing with our mouths. We start saying, Lord, okay, for some reason, I'm in this situation. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. It feels like everything's going from bad to worse. But you turn this around, you see, because he's got a plan. Trust him. His plan will come through. Whoever meant evil or harm for you, it will turn around, and God will intend it for good. It's the long game. Guys, it's the long game. Because God is going to bless you abundantly. And I hope this message sits with you today. I hope this message comes out and you just understand that today Keep on living according to biblical principles. Keep on living according to what Jesus Christ has done for us. By His blood we overcome. It's because of Him we have overcome. And He has a plan for you. His plans are good for you. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Never forget it. Guys, blessings, blessings, and blessings.